this. Okay, since this is my first stream, I will record it while I'm doing this because why the hell not? I guess I'll just start the game up then. Get this sorted out. Move that there so it's not in the way. And I think just make sure the game audio isn't drowning me out, because that would be probably for the best if it did, because no one wants to listen to me, but you know. There, I think I just moved something by mistake. No, that's all it's supposed to be. I think we're good to go. Okay, so I guess I'll just got my settings set up, I think. Like I said, this is my first ever stream. Talking to no one at the minute, because well, I'm not expecting anyone to log in this quickly. I guess I could just sit here and chat for a little bit until everything starts up. I'm hoping my broadband is at least fast enough that this comes through and isn't horrible, because I'd really like to do this properly, but if it doesn't, I suppose I'll just have to wait until then. What am I uploading at? That's probably not enough. But I can at least play the game for a bit. Maybe I'll just go through the go for the prologue and then call that a stream, just so I can see how well it came through. New game. Not that I'd gone anywhere yet, I'd only just started the prologue just to make sure it all worked on my laptop, which I think it does. So I'm going to play on a normal difficulty. In another place, in another life, another child of man blazes your path. Yes, he does. Quite clearly.
How dark it's gotten. Have you a light source?
Yes, Saldi, I do have a light source. It's, right here. Hey, I can see now. So I'm playing this on PC, but I've got a PS4 controller plugged in. Just yeah, that's all working. I mean, I know I said I've got PS4, but the controls are showing up there as Xbox 360, but I think I know this game by touch, so I should be alright. And there's the dragon. There's a thing in the title. See, why bother blocking when I can just stand back? What do you want? Come here. Come and fight me, you big lizard. Come on up. I'll take you on here and now. No, he's off. Oh well. On we go. I'd love to, but I'm killing this one. There we go. That's, Oh, you like grabbing those goblins, don't you? Okay, on we go. Hop down here. I have played this game before, multiple times, actually. So, this isn't a blind playthrough, is what I'm saying. Let's touch that. And we get our first two pawns. Here we go. Quince and Morgana, I think their names are.
Our kind is ever ready to fight by the grace of your guidance.
Yep. And else we've got an archer and a mage have joined us now. So on we go. Yes, and you know the. Yeah, you can use the direction buttons to give vague instructions to your buddies. I generally don't see the point. Like, there's occasionally a reason to do that, but more often than not, they're better off just doing their own thing. At least in my experience. I'm sure I'll find some use for it. Hey, well, that fight. The pawns here will tell you when you want to fight, so you don't have to worry about that. And on we go. And there's the glimpse of our first boss. Why are you so excited? It's a goblin. Okay, it's 2 goblins. That's still not exactly a credible threat. Anyways, let's talk to this soldier dude who just saved his life. That's a bee to speak.
You've cut. I fear our defeat is plain to see. We thought to inundate the worm with sheer numbers.
I'm going to try and take this playthrough slowly. Normally I'd be skipping through all this dialogue and stuff. Because, I've seen it a dozen times already.
Arisen, I beg you, sir.
So,
grant vengeance to those who
yeah, I'm going to hopefully slow myself down a bit just for the sake of, keeping the playthrough watchable. Because if I'm just sprinting past everything, that's not very interesting. Believe me, I can and will sprint past stuff if I was just playing this myself.
More bodies.
Excuse me.
Must be made to settle this. A flying beast, Arisen!
And our next enemy is a Harpy. Nothing too threatening, but come on. Flash through it, and we're good. That was nice and easy. I'll just pause a sec. Give me a moment. Go into Steam and see if I can go offline. Maybe that'll speed up my my stream a little bit. Hopefully that won't close. It's got to close the game down. Right, that's not the best start to the stream. I can catch up to that in no time. Not the best start to all this. That's fine. That's perfectly fine and dandy. There's that. Start the game back up again. That's still where I left it. Yeah. So let's get back to where I was. It won't take 5 minutes. Yeah, because this time I'll actually be just barreling past the stuff I've bought already. Yes, I know. I've been through this already. Come on. Yes, in another place, in another life. We've said this already. Might do is more for future use. Just I will assign my lantern. Oh, I can't do that. Can I not assign hotkeys on this one? Huh. Okay, I guess that's a console thing. The PC version doesn't have that. Oh well.
The dragon's roost is just beyond.
Looks like I'll be using the menu for my lantern then. Alright, run past the dragon. Run past the goblins. Because I already just did this a short while ago. Yes, I know. Call these guys back up again, because I've run so fast that the tutorials are struggling to catch up.
Our kind is ever ready to fight by the grace of your guide.
Once I get back to the room with the Harpies, I'll slow down again, so... Pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. That's the wrong way. Not paying enough attention. Get that scene again, and keep running. And we're back where I left off. Okay. Yeah, so now I'm gonna... Oop! I've exhausted myself there. Okay, Alright, so Harpies are our first airborne enemy. Best thing to take them on is with ranged attacks or magic, because obviously you can hit them then. If you're using a sword, you kind of got to wait until they come down and look at you. Alright, I'll draw some attention to myself. Got that goblin. Alright, wait for the Harpies to come down, and... Got it! Yeah, fire attack will knock a Harpy right out of the air, so you want to make sure you're using them. Looks like the stream is a bit choppy, the footage anyway. So I'm using OBS Live to record this. I mean, it's not awful, but it's clearly not as smooth as the game. Then again, with my broadband speed, I'm probably going to be uploading at half a frame a second, but you know. Get out of the sky, you. He smacked it to me and I smacked it back. And the door is open. Nice. Wait, it isn't dead, but the door's open? But the door is supposed to wait there. Alright, Sir Pelotti is guiding us to the worm. You hid here for fear of beasts. This is the most beast-infested place I've ever seen. Get some green werish, our basic healing herb.
Our army was routed. Any further atrocities? Plain truth.
Yeah, I mean...
The dragon makes its roost.
Ah, dragon's just beyond there. Hey, we're at the final boss already. Yeah, this game was a lot shorter than I thought. Nah, we're just at the first boss. And that dude gets hit by Sir Pelotti. I hardly knew you and I didn't care about you. Oh well. Okay. Fight the Chimera. Oop. So first thing to do is jump on... Oh, I got it by the nose. Jump on the tail and start slashing away at it. I think this isn't the best place to slash it, because each time I hit it, it flails and slows me down, but doesn't take long to cut the tail off anyway. Yeah, so this is one of the big gimmicks of this game are the large boss fights. Specifically the fact that you can climb on them and attack them while clinging to their body, basically. Game still seems like it's a little loud. Just going to pause a sec and tweak that a bit more. Maybe there should be enough. And until someone actually turns up on the stream and tells me, I'm not sure. But... Okay. Alright, so before I talk about the boss, the Chimera has 3 heads. There's the snake that I've already cut off. You got the lion and you got the goat. The goat uses magic and is weak to physical. The lion uses physical and is weak to magic. Of course, my character being a warrior right now means that, there we go, I can hack through the goat with ease. Unfortunately, this leaves us with the lion. Now that we have killed the goat head, the lion is going to be a bit more aggressive, but of course he's not going to have his magic, so as long as we can deal with his physical attacks, we're good. Oh! One benefit is that Morgana over there has enchanted my weapon with fire, which adds a bit of magic damage to my physical attacks and should help me cut through the lion head easy enough. But roaring. You can block the roar. Nope. Got smacked there. Not ideal. Leap. Aha! Blocks you that time. And it broke my guard. Ow! Okay, Morgana is healing me. It's nice. I don't know what happens if you fail this boss fight. I guess you just get the standard game over screen, but I've never failed it, so I don't know. I mean, this particular Chimera is notably weaker than the ones you'll face later in the game, so... Oop. There we go. We are down a Chimera. I've beat the first boss. And my throat is already getting dry, so I'm just going to help myself to some water a sec.
Now choose, flee, or step forward.
Ah.
Take hold of what lies beyond.
Ah.
Mastery holds.
Talking dries my throat out a lot, so hopefully my water there will last. I do have my fan running in the back there. I'm hoping the microphone isn't picking it up. I've got it down quite low, so... hey, got my first achievement. Yeah, I actually normally play this game on either my PS4 or my Switch, but I downloaded it for the PC just for the sake of recording. Well, streaming. Le plaisir de les yeux est toujours neveu d'une occupation inutile. I have no idea what the... Well, I have an idea what this quote has to do with the game, but I have no idea why they bothered to put it there. It's completely unnecessary. And that's a lot of Harpies. Yep, so that prologue we've just been through took place like thousands of years ago, or... Well, at least a long time ago, maybe not. I don't know the exact amount of time ago, but a long time ago is the point. Anyway, now we've got a dragon falling out of a hole in the sky, because that's what dragons do, apparently. And if it doesn't open its wings soon, it is going to splatter on the floor. Ah, there it is. It's awake. Yeah, that's good. It's eating the Harpies. I mean, really, that's the best thing to do with Harpies, I think, is eat them. So a huge pain in the ass when you fight them. And we are through, so now I can get to one of my favourite parts of this game, the character creator. Alright, now, an important thing to pay attention to here is your height and weight. But so, I think I'll pick a male character. Yeah, I think I'll be a man. Might as well. It is me. Okay, I guess I have to use the keyboard for this. Yes. I'm not gonna call myself Garhu. I guess I'll just be. Oop, not Cloak. Clockwork. That's me. Okay, there we go. And a moniker. This is for if someone is playing with the parental controls on, which this game is rated in 18, so I don't know why they would be. Anyway, CL begins with CL. Clothhilde has the most letters in comparison. In common with Clockwork. I'll just go Clive, I think. Yeah, who's playing with parental controls on with this game, though? That's what I don't understand. It's an 18-rated game aimed at adults. So, who's doing it? I don't know. Okay, build. So it gives you a few sort of pre-made characters you can choose from. I'm going to be making my own from scratch. Or at least from the starting of this one, anyway. Voice. You're going to see what your character sounds like. So you've got basic, lower pitch are the same, higher pitch are the same. Then you've got the second voice, lower pitch, higher pitch. And then these ones were added later, I believe. Which go for the ridiculously high-pitched and low-pitched. I tend to stick to types 1 and 4 when I'm making my characters. Might do 5, because I'm planning on making a big character. I'm going to be a mage for this... Well, a sorcerer, I should say, for this playthrough, but I want to make my character look like some kind of massive warrior, basically so that it's completely ridiculous when I then turn out to be a, you know, squishy magic guy. I'm going to really beef myself up here a sec. Big, beefy arms, massive. There you go. That is exactly not what you'd expect a mage to look like. My head is quite tiny at this point. Look at my freaking neck going into my head. There you go, that balances out a bit better. God, I look ridiculous. No, I did musculature. I'll make myself fatter. Yeah, that's that's really big. This is going to look ridiculous when I'm running around wearing a little robe and waving a stick about. So one thing I should point out is that the bigger and heavier your character is, the more stamina you have. But the shorter your character is, or the shorter and lighter your character is, the faster your stamina recovers. Okay, what haircut should I give myself? Yeah, let's go for a complete dweeby looking look. So my character will be really huge and imposing in their body, but have this like dweeby, unimpressive face. That looks unimpressive. Eyes, kind of dopey. Eyebrow. I'm not going to spend too long on the character creator, because trust me, I can spend hours doing this stuff, but just going to make something that looks not entirely awful. That'll do. There you go. This is the there's truly the face of a great and powerful sorcerer. Yeah, there we go. Stance, a little timid, and macho. I'll leave that one in the middle. Scars. Would he have a scar? I think I'll give him one on the forehead, yeah. Just a small head scar to match mine. You can't really see it on the camera there, but I do have a scar here-ish. Can't really see it. Oh well. Let's see. Stubble, too manly. And a silly little mustache, perhaps. Let's flick through the beard options. Well, I mean, it's no contest. I've got to pick. Okay. That'll do. That is what I will look like. Give myself a little mystic tattoo over my eye, because that looks cool, and colour adjustment. Hair. See, I could go ginger, or maybe sort of this vague brownish colour. That'll do. Skin. Just give him a bit of a tan, not too much. I mean, he does live in a fishing village, and he is a fisherman at the minute. I mean, we haven't seen that yet, but we'll see it soon. Makeup colour. Green looks nice. And eye colour. These sort of greyish eyes to match mine. Okay, there is... that's us. We look completely bonkers. So we're going to see him in motion here. He's crossing his arms. Bit of a walk. Rolling his shoulders. And taking a bow. So we can just see him in motion. See him, a few facial expressions.
Steel yourself for combat.
There's his voice. And so this is going to be the hero that will save the world. Yep, I am ready to play with this idiot. Alright, so here's our hometown. And there we are. Look at that mustache in all its glory. Damn, I forgot to give him some wrinkles. Oh well. I mean, I'll be wearing a hat and you won't be able to see him most of the time during gameplay, so it doesn't make much difference. But, you know, just could have made him look a little middle-aged. But, he looks fine. I mean, that's to say he looks like a dumbass, but he looks fine as a dumbass.
The prophets have spoken, friends. The dragon's return is nigh. Join
Okay.
the Duke's ranks and help us be rid of the fell beast. The day has come to lay down rod and reel and take up the sword.
Righto, and there is a new character. That is Kina, our childhood friend. And one of the game's many, many potential love interests. I'll get into that later. So she runs up and hides behind you. But then if you go and make your character like really tiny, she's like hiding behind some like little old man, or you got some like 12-year-old girl as your character. It looks kind of ridiculous. And here comes the giant. That's not giant, I'm the giant. Here comes the dragon. I mean, I used my character creator there to make my character look a complete doof. If I wanted to take the time on it, you can do some really impressive stuff with that character creator. I might put a bit more effort in when I'm making my companion character later on. Oh yeah, some guards you are, just run for it. Okay, and he's picking up the sword. Alright, so we got our second boss fight, I guess, against the dragon. Armed with the clothes on our back and a sword I picked off the floor. This is not going to end well, is it? Till we're going to get absolutely obliterated. But our character has the self-preservation instincts of a peanut. Yeah. How about you, dragon? I don't even know if you do damage to him right now. I think the way the game's... Well, we did cause a little blood splatter then, so I must have hit part of him and did some damage. Yeah, because there we're just causing sparks. I think that means we're doing absolutely nothing. But, there, under his neck hit him. Oh, and he hits us and we're down. So you could... I suppose if you hacked the game to not transition to this cutscene, you could theoretically kill the dragon there. If you had, like, 3 years of patience to hack out of his ankles. Oh, he's mad. He is not a happy dragon. And there I believe he is speaking Latin. No idea what he's actually saying, though. Are you pointing at me? No. No! Ow! That claw went into my chest quite a bit before the splatter happened. Hey, that is my heart. I need that. Get that back. Because it was in Latin, you obviously couldn't hear it, but the dragon actually just introduced himself and told us his name. Yeah, his name is Grigori, as in, like, Grigori Rasputin. Hey, don't do that! That is my heart, that is not for... he's... Alright, he ate my heart. I need that heart, but, okay. I am now heartless. Not the Kingdom Hearts kind of heartless. I'm a much cooler kind of heartless. I'm kind of heartless it doesn't get confusing after the second game or whatever. I've tried understanding Kingdom Hearts, I can't do it. Yeah, I had my heart ripped out and I'm still alive. That's impressive. Also, that is about one of the 4 times this game makes reference to your gender. Like, if you're a girl, she'll say, help me, she's still alive. But the rest of the time, the game completely ignores that. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Now there, the Latin started turning into English. We can understand the dragon now. Ah, the sweet and sexy voice of David Lodge. Not my favourite voice of all time, but it's definitely in the top 5. Yep, so the dragon told us, if you would face me, to take up arms. Okay, so, time to begin your journey as Arisen, but before you can win your heart back from the dragon, you need to prepare. And that means choosing a class. So there's a couple of things I want to show off before I do that, so I'm just going to hang around in this room a bit. Yeah, so we've got a basic combo with our fists. Punch that box open. And kick for a nice heavy attack. Yeah, small nut. Got a little bit of jump attack. I kind of wish there was a way to actually play this game as just like bare fists. You kind of can, but that's more like a new game plus thing where you've already boosted your stats up through the roof. So I do just want to dither around in this room for a bit of a hidden dialogue that I didn't know was here for the longest time. Grab stuff, carry it around. Toss it.
Newly arisen, walker of the path, take up arms.
Yeah, so if you fuck around in this room for about a minute or so, the dragon basically tells you to get a move on. Try and leave the room without choosing a class. And,
For my kind do not heed the toothless.
yeah, he insults you for not choosing a weapon. Okay, so just going to head over here. Just going to check something a minute. I just want to make sure that this stream is actually coming through. I don't think I can watch the stream and stream at the same time. My internet speed isn't good enough for that. I don't even know if my internet speed is good enough to, you know, stream at all, but, you know, that's what I'd like to find out. So I'm just going to check this a minute. So I'll be choosing my class in just a minute. And like I said, I'm just checking something in a minute. Yep, there I am. Okay, so my stream is definitely coming through. Yeah, I can see I've got 2 users now. I hadn't actually noticed that before. Alright, so classes. Basic classes we can start with. Well, vocations they're called. So we've got our basic vocations. Fighter, Strider, and Mage. Fighter is your primary defensive class. Heavy armor, shield. Main downside is that they have no real ranged attacks or what's the word I'm looking for? Magic capabilities or maneuvering abilities. Strider is kind of your all-rounder. You've got 2 daggers, you got a bow on your back, and it says they're nimble. So you've got a good variety of a Strider, but still no magic. I'm going to be starting as a Mage. Mage sort of combines your offensive and support magic, but later down the line I'll be switching to Sorcerer. But for now I'll have to be Mage. And we got our first weapon, a A rusty staff. And we got our first abilities, so I can use Ingle here. Yeah, you can aim it around freely with a click of the left stick and launch a fireball. Nothing particularly impressive, but you know, it's a spell. Let's talk to this guy.
What? Why is this happening?
A dragon attacked. Weren't you paying attention?
Oh, the horror. The horror of it.
Yep, so... Hey, you guys are injured. How about a bit of healing? Okay. No, that doesn't work, unfortunately. Yeah, but so we've got a fireball and a healing spell. We also got the basic attack. Does, you know, fights at a range, and we can swing our stick around. So we don't have a whole lot to work with right now, but we've got a bit. Let's check our equipment. Rusted staff. This one is a staff that has rusted through years of disuse, so it's very old and not very good. Our torn up clothes have also been replaced with some nice new clothes. So anyway, let's head on. Did it in this room too long. Yep, so we're still hearing the dragon in our head.
Ill magic, the work of some curse. The whole world's already gone mad for fear of this dragon.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are afraid of the dragon. It is pretty big and dangerous.
I must go see to the others, Kina. Tell me if what changes here.
What changes with what? I mean, I'm guessing she's supposed to be watching over me. Oop. How did you not hear me come round the door? I'm massive. So, I normally actually make my characters on the shorter side, so this is going to be kind of funny seeing my character being really big and imposing. I miss he's still with my stupid mustache, but you know. So hey, this is Kina.
You should be abed. I wish you would not strain yourself so.
I'm not straining myself, I'm just walking around.
I worry for you, cuz.
Okay, now she calls us cuz, which is short for cousin. The important thing to remember is that doesn't mean the way it means for us when we say cousin. They're using the old version of the word that means like a close family friend. They actually use a lot of sort of old language in this game, which they use quite well because they don't go for like the whole like thee and thy, ye old butchered English crap. But yeah, it's quite interesting at times.
You were not the only one to suffer the wrath of the worm, cuz.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be the only one to be attacked.
Many wounded. Others. Someone not
Yep, and it seems like seems some people have died from it. I mean, that's kind of expected. It was a dragon.
To see you up and about. Perhaps you might go and see the others, if you feel well enough.
Yeah, I suppose I could visit a few people. What else you got to say?
This village, and here I sit with my hands at my sides.
I don't fight for the village. I haven't done anything yet.
I feel so very helpless.
Well, why don't you pick up a stick and try and fight, okay? I got my stick. Where's your stick?
I tremble to think what the dragon might have wrought without your brave defiance.
Yes, after the dragon tore out my heart, it left, so,
A village, burned to a cinder, or swept to
apparently eating my heart was all it wanted to do here.
We all of us appreciate your sacrifice.
Yep, so, everyone is very proud of me for helping.
Our home was left standing.
Hey, my home is undamaged.
I am
Nice.
pleased to say most of the damage caused by the attack has been mended by now.
And the attack has been fixed. That's good to hear.
We've buried our new dead at the church.
Buried the dead at the church.
Final prayer.
Yeah, I suppose I could go up to the church and pray.
I fear we know precious little of your condition. I only ask you not take your wellness as license for wildness.
Don't take my wellness as license for wildness. The first thing I'm going to do upon leaving this house is jump off a cliff.
I fear we know precious.
Okay, that's all she has to say. Yeah, people often have a lot of things to say to you, so I would recommend talking to people multiple times just to get a hold of stuff. You know, all the information they have. I'm going to be making this quite a sort of like slow, winding playthrough. I'm going to talk to people a lot and sort of dither around. Yeah, this is not going. This is going to be the opposite of a speed run. Okay. Large nut. Anyway, I said the first thing I was going to do is jump off a cliff, and I meant it. So, away we go to this secret cave. I wonder who's buried here. Let me get a couple of items. So I do wonder whose grave this is supposed to be. Like, it's unmarked in the game. No one ever mentions it. It could be my character's parents. We are officially an orphan after all. That old guy from earlier, Chief Adaro, he sort of raised us after our parents died. Which means he's kind of like our dad, but, you know, not really. We're just gonna hop on down to the beach. What was that about not taking my wellness as a license for wildness? Because I just jumped off a cliff. There's some fish here. And I've been soaked. So yeah, our first status effect. We are now dripping wet with water. You can see it's our clothes have gone all wet. Let me just check what that does again. So I can go into condition. So if I had a lit lantern, it would put it out. More likely to be frozen or thunder shocked, and I take more damage from ice and thunder. So if I'm against a fire opponent, that doesn't matter too much, but if I was up against something frosty or zappy, that would be very bad news indeed. Let's carry on up here. Purchase equipment and useful items from shops or wandering merchants you encounter on your travels. Buy stuff is what he's telling me. Just a sec here. Make sure no one else has turned up in the stream. Nope, still got those two. Yeah, one slight problem I have for playing this game is it's one of those games that sort of like locks your mouse into it, so I have to Alt-Tab out of it to check my stream settings. Okay, come in here. So this is the inn. Use it to rest up, store your items. Dump my various bits and bobs in here right now. Not the lantern or the oil, I'll keep those two. And get rid of that. Also in here, from when we start off, is a few sort of like items gifted to us as part of DLCs, but those are for the expansion. We won't be coming into that until much later. That is also for the expansion, and they give us this equipment here that is way stronger than anything you're supposed to have at this point in the game. And every time I see someone who's like a new player playing this game, they go and put it all on. I'm going to be ignoring it. Yeah, because I want to try and play through the game as intended. Well, mostly as intended. Over here we've got a notice board. That's so you can pick up these little sort of side quests here. They're never anything too detailed, but they're good at getting just some extra money and experience. I'll be doing as many as I can. I generally recommend just accept these whenever you find them, because you sort of do them while you're doing other stuff. So this guy wants some rabbits to be killed, that one wants some rats, that one wants some goblins, and that wants some bandits. So now I can sort of leave those quests running in the background, and I'll just complete them as I'm exploring. Over here, this building, this is our house. What can you do in your house? Nothing. Look at that, we've got a bed right here. We can't sleep on it. We have to go to the inn next door and sleep. Not allowed on my own bed. A couple of carrots there. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's check our quests. Okay, yeah, we've only got the side quests in a minute. Let's go get our first actual quest up here. Okay. A random man falling out of the sky. Now, his mustache is nowhere near as fine as mine. One thing I do kind of like, that this character is called Rook, by the way. is he's your first party member, and they made no effort whatsoever to make him look sort of like cool or badass. He just looks like a guy, and I can appreciate that. Yeah, so he's from the Pawn Legion.
They come from some unknown place. Just a
They appear out of nowhere, and no one knows anything much about them.
not human, quite. They look the part, sure enough, but they lack the wing.
Yeah, so pawns aren't exactly human. As it says, they look right, but they
They have no capacity to feel.
well, he's explaining it better than I can.
They live as sellswords.
Pawns basically have no desires of their own, and they'll just do pretty much whatever you tell them to.
There's an encampment west of the village where men gather to face the dragon. I'd wager a fair number of his kind will be there as well.
Okay, so there's an encampment to the west where the pawns might be gathering. So,
Came to you in the first place.
man just teleporting out of thin air. Man, I want that power. I want to know what he's doing. Alright, so since we have nothing better to do, we're going to take... Oop, didn't mean to do that. We're going to take Rook here to the encampment. I mean, that's all our... You know, we have no idea what we're doing right now. I mean, our only goal at the minute is to go and find the dragon and kill him and get our heart back, but we have no idea how we're supposed to do that. Stop doing that. Getting the controls mixed up with another game at the minute. If I press this and go into Chronicle, yeah, so this just sort of tells us our story so far. Like it says, most like this pawn will lead you down the path you're meant to travel. So we're just going to go with him and see where it takes us. And see, Adara here has a red thing over his head. That means he can tell us more about our current quest. So let's have a word with him.
Dawn will be looking to head west to the encampment, no doubt. Why don't you see him there? He'll not make the trip on his own. His kind will rot where they stand, unless a human orders them to move.
Yeah, so like he said, pawns will basically just stand around doing absolutely nothing until told to do something. And then they'll do exactly what you tell them to. I mean, you tell them to walk off a cliff, he'd do it. I mean, I think the thing with pawns is they've sort of got fake emotions. Like, if you put one, just to use the cliff example, if you put one near the edge of a cliff, they'd say, "Oh, we're really high up. We need to be careful here." If you told them to jump off the cliff, they'd do it without hesitating. Anyway, first thing I want to do is come here and buy a better weapon, because the rusty staff is awful. I'm going to buy a wooden staff, and but I could pick up something else while I'm here. A nice tunic, or yeah, let's just go for a shabby robe, I think. There, we can look the part of a proper mage now. That's the point. Rook here actually has pretty good gear, like better than we do. But you can't take it off of him. If you unequip something from him, the item just disappears. Because he is he's a hired pawn rather than our main pawn. We'll have to wait for a little bit before we get our main one. Alright, so we're ready to head out.
Do you suppose this dried fish keeps long?
I have no idea how long the dried fish keeps. I'm a fisher. No, I like catch the fish. I don't dry it, so you'd have to ask the grocer. Yeah, our character is a fisherman, by the way. That's what we've been doing our whole life up until now. Anyway, that's, he's going to lead us to the encampment. This game has an autosave function, yes, I know. You do want to save regularly, though, because the autosave sometimes completely balks on you. You die and you lose like half an hour's progress. That man's being attacked. Let's save him. Yes, I've gone through 2 tutorials already. I know how to attack. Let's save the peddler. Chuck a few fireballs at these goblins. That should take them out easy enough. There we go. And we leveled up. Great. When foes seem too much to handle, try gaining levels. Yeah, get good.
That was far too close. I'm called Reynard.
This is Reynard, one of the game's assorted salesmen.
But thanks to you, it was only wares I lost. I'll consider it
Yep.
a
So we saved his life from the goblins. And he's rewarded us with a leather cape, and he's going to head off to Cassidus. Nope, I need to stop doing that. I don't know what happens if I go back right now, actually. What do you mean I can't equip it? I must be standing still to... I was standing still. Wasn't I? Guess not. Okay, so now we've got a cape. It gives us a bit extra defense, but nothing to write home about, but it's a little more protection. I'm going to follow him and talk to him back in Cassidus. I want to see what he says. In you go. And in I go. Is he here? I just saw him come in. Okay. He, I thought he'd be around here near the entrance, but he seems to have completely disappeared. Forget that then. On to the... head on to the encampment instead, I think. Just... refresh this a sec. Because I've got a big character, I've got a lot of stamina, which should help me sprint nicely. There's the encampment just over there. We can already see it. See if I come on top of this rock a sec, I can look at a few things. Ooh. Yeah, so there's the encampment. That's our first goal right there. Over there is actually the game's main town, Grand Soren. And that little building... don't know if it will show up on the stream properly, but there's a little building like right above my head. That's one of the, I want to say late game dungeons, but sort of mid to late game. And obviously over there's our hometown. So on with our back to our trip to the encampment. Yes, I know. Pawns talk a lot, all the time. You can talk to them back too when this tutorial goes away. Yes, he's just warned us not to run too long because we'll exhaust ourselves. Yes, it will have us to the encampment. It's all of 20 feet away. Pawns can be a bit dumb at times, but they mean well. I know we've arrived. I'm at the... My nose is practically touching the door. Hey, something mystery. Some mysterious thing is talking to me. Alright, I'll follow you, Rook. That looks fancy. There's one back in our hometown. I don't know why we had to come all the way to this one. Here's another important character who we'll be properly introduced to later, but I'll say hi to now. Nope, nothing to say.
Are you here to enlist with the corps?
No, I'm not actually.
You have the stature for it to look at you.
I am a big man, I'll give you that.
If you have the interest to match, make it known. I cannot warrant you'll be...
Yeah, so this here is Mercedes. She's here recruiting for the enlistment corps. We'll be dealing with her later on. Anyway, let's go touch this mystery thing. Yep, I hear your voice. From across great distance. This thing is basically just a magic telephone, apparently. Yeah, you could have just said hi. Okay, so we need to prove that we're a true Arisen by testing our resolve, apparently. Alright. So this is a task that any true Arisen should be able to handle. Sounds good. We need to prove that we have Valor and Power. And the tireless spirit of self-improvement. That's kind of a recurring theme in this game, is the ability to improve oneself. Something they really fucked up in the animated adaptation. God, they screwed that up badly. Don't watch that, by the way. If you're ever browsing through Netflix and you see Dragon's Dogma, the show, don't watch it. It's garbage.